Unleash the power of knowledge and connect with the heartbeat of the African diaspora. Download our African Diaspora News Channel app now on Google Play and Apple App Store. Stay informed with authentic and diverse perspectives, breaking news, and cultural insights. Immerse yourself in a community that celebrates unity, resilience, and progress. Experience the vibrancy of the diaspora at your fingertips. Don't miss out. Empower your perspective today. Search African Diaspora News Channel and join the conversation.
So apparently, Vice President Kamala Harris has been meeting with groups of black men to try to figure out how to get the black voter more involved with the Democratic Party, I guess. But I'm going to read to you exactly what was going on. The first Naval Observatory dinner in December brought together black men in entertainment and media, including comedian D.L. Hughley, film director Spike Lee, rapper Fat Joe, actor Don Cheadle, and broadcaster Roland Martin. Okay, now that was one group. Y'all heard who was at this dinner eating biscuits. Entertainers, rappers, and Roland. Okay, now let me move along. There was a second meeting. The second in January focused on black men in finance and politics. EPA Administrator Michael Reagan and White House Public Engagement Director Steve Benjamin were there, but so were outside voices such as Cliff Albright, the Executive Director of Black Lives Matter Fund, Recording Academy CEO Harvey Mason Jr., and a collection of young black mayors. Wow. Okay, so I guess, they had a little bit more serious ilk of black men talking to Kamala Harris, really trying to figure out how to get the message of the Biden administration out to black men. Because, of course, y'all know black men are starting to say, they're just not feeling the Democratic Party as much as we were. So they're looking at other options, including perhaps voting more for former President Donald Trump, because he is representing the Republican Party. So far he is, right, for the 2024 presidential election. Well, check this out. Vice President Harris is playing an incredibly meaningful role with respect to the Biden re-election campaign, said House Democrat leader Hakeem Jeffries, who attended the second session. Convening stakeholders from the African American community is a very important part of that equation. As with almost every one of those meetings, many attendees say that as good as it was to be heard, they are waiting to see what kind of follow through will come. It definitely could be helpful. Another person who attended told CNN, if that was it, then it won't be. So they're basically saying, if she's really there to listen, then it can be helpful. But if she's not, then it won't be helpful. But I want to go back to the stakeholders part. So, they convened some stakeholders in the black community representing black men. So I guess those stakeholders are supposed to be your Rolands and your DLs and, all the other people. But it's like, what about the other black men that will go to the booth and potentially vote for the Biden administration? Do they not count? But see, this is the hustle, though. They get your people like your Roland Martins and your D.L. Hughleys and your rappers and your tappers and the biscuit dipping into the gravy people to get up there and say, all right, massa, what do you want us to go disseminate to the rest of black men? Now, we're going to stay with the black men for a minute. What do you want us to tell them? What could they possibly tell them? Now, of course, they said that some of those black men were asking about, police reform, and some of them were saying, hey, a lot of the people in the black community, I'm paraphrasing, they don't really understand some of these terms that you guys are putting forth in regards to Bidenomics. So maybe you need to, dumb it down a little bit or make it to where they understand. Some of them said, well, checks aren't going as far as they used to. Now, I'm assuming, but maybe they're not. Are talking about black people's money, right? Because we know that inflation is high, even though they're saying it's coming down, it's not coming down fast enough. And black people, especially when Trump was in office, were saying, hey, I made a little bit more money But now that Biden is in office, I'm not. And so those black men who attended that meeting are saying, y'all may need to get out there and talk that up a little bit. But I'm going to say this. Of course, Malcolm X has said they'll find some in the Negro community, some entertainers and athletes and stuff like that, rolling, to go up into the White House and get the message from massa and then go back out there and say, oh, well, they're all right with us. Go ahead and vote for him. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. They're telling those black men, and now listen, I ain't got to tell y'all. Y'all know people like your DLs and your Rollins and Spike Lee. I guess he's now really on, the Democrat train. He does not like Trump. He's a New Yorker, so I guess I can understand that. But Spike Lee, that kind of really broke my heart. I'm a Spike Lee fan. I love most, if not all, of his work. But now he's going to be out there too, telling people to vote for Biden. And for me, I think Spike Lee is a very smart man. It's like, come on, man. Biden ain't got nothing for black people. Now, I know Trump may not either, but black people don't vote for Trump or the Republicans like we do the Democrats. And so don't be surprised if you start hearing more and more of these black male, leaders, the athletes, the entertainers, and rolling, getting out there and really pushing that message that y'all need to get out there. Black men need to get on board. And so, I call Kamala Harris a Trojan horse. They get her in front of black men, and because she did it last year with a group of black men, I think it was like ages 18 to 35 or something like that, to talk to them. Hey, y'all want y'all get out there and vote for Joe Biden. But, I hope they asked her why. Why should we get out there and vote for Joe Biden? We don't have a hate crime bill. Black men are more than likely than anybody else in the United States of America to be pulled over and brutalized by police officers. Where's the police reform that helps black men? And again, don't quote that George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. That don't count. It only counts on the federal level. So y'all better pay close attention, because the White House, the Biden administration, I should say, are going to try very hard to continue to convince black people to vote for more of nothing. And black men, they are really trying to figure out how to get that message to you. So I told you so. But in the meantime, if you could please, if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel and my channel, The Demetra Kaye Show, here on YouTube. I would greatly appreciate it.